Yes, prostitution. These are some of the things that gangs mafias do. Today we'll be talking about the similarities and differences between gangs and mafia. What we'll be talking about today is what do both groups offer, gang differences and mafia differences. What do these groups provide? They provide two things, needs and money. The lower needs are typically the psychological and safety-related needs. These are psychological needs are basically the need for thirst, hunger, shelter, and safety-related needs are they feel unsecure at home or at school. This usually happens when they're usually bullied. Bully victims are usually going to gangs. Higher needs, the need of belongingness, acceptance, and belongingness is when they need self-acceptance and basically friendship. Now, this usually happens among the higher level, kind of when teens don't feel right in their mind accepting the school. Next. Now on the difference between gangs and mafia. 64% of you didn't know what gangs and mafias were. Now gangs are consisted of criminal masterminds. I say this because they include into auto theft, carjacking, drive-by shootings, drug sales, armed trafficking, extortion, and rape. As said by History.com. They also inform me of their tactics. They usually threaten the members, usually the ones that usually get out of jail. They threaten the members to like kill their family, do all kinds of things, cut them off, whatever their tactic is to get the experienced gang member back into their gang. Next. The notorious 18th Street Gang, also called the Child's Army. This was created back in 1960 in east of Los Angeles. The reason why it's called the Child's Gang is because they use the same kind of tactics as used to the criminal victims, but they recruited elementary and middle school kids. Growing number of gangs, increasing yearly 12%, larger cities, 32% suburban counties, 27% smaller cities, 24% rural country or county. As said by nationalgangcenter.org, 35 to 200 jurisdictions reported that gang problems are increasing yearly. Next. Okay, now let's go on to mafias. Mafias, what are they? The term mafia is a meaning for Italian crime organization that over crime that involves international crime consisted of only men. There were men, a woman, but they were also called associates, and they have to be of Italian descent. Now, they evolved here. They came over to the United States in the 19th century and began doing criminal activities. And what they did was illegal activities, extortion money, manipulation, law enforcement. Now, when I mean by illegal activities, they did prostitution. Basically, they captured women and they sold them into like the human trafficking, or basically for prostitution. Now, extortion of money, they would make people pay them so they can have the protection. Basically, if you've seen like Amish Mafia or like that, that's what kind of happens. This guy runs the whole show, and they used to collect the monies from all the Amish people so they can have their protection. Now, the manipulation of law enforcement, whenever like the associates or one of the mafias get like into legal trouble, they have an insider going in and destroying a lot of the evidence so that they can be free. Now let's go over the overview, what you just learned. We learned why they're made, gang differences, and mafia differences. Now, I've informed you of this topic so that way you can get a kind of idea of what the difference between these two are. And I just hope that you come out here, out of this classroom, knowing that you learned something new and that it kind of affects your daily lives, because this happens all around. Thank you.